Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary for Friday, December the 7th. I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter, I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm a founding member of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. I'm still in a good mood. As you know, as you can remember, you might recall, I was in a very good mood yesterday because I had a gut feeling, I had a suspicion, I had emo intuition that the Canucks were going to pull out a win last night against the very formidable Nashville Predators. And unbeknownst to me, I didn't know that Jason Boshford was on the radio in the morning on TSN 1040 doing the same thing. He was predicting the same thing, that all the stars were going to align, the hockey gods were going to smile down on the Canucks, and the Canucks were going to knock off the Predators. So I was made aware of this actually in his athletics column and through Gio's video, Lego Rocks Gaming, when he was talking about hearing him on the radio in the morning, first thing in the mornings. So I didn't even know that. I guess great minds must think alike, because when I made my video at lunchtime yesterday, unbeknownst to me that Botchford had made that prediction, I had the same feeling. I had the same intuition, and I'm glad to say that I was right. I'm glad to say that Botchford was right. I'm glad to say that many Canucks fans, the positive fans in our group, in our fan base, were right. That was an outstanding game, and that first period, I would say, oh, by the way, the Canucks beat the Nashville Predators 5-3, as I'm sure you know already. That first period was probably the best period I've seen in a long time. You know, I didn't get to go to that Vancouver Colorado game, that 7-6 overtime thriller at the start of November, but obviously that was a back and forth game. For the first period, I think the Canucks, that's the best I've seen them play as a team. It might not be the most entertaining from both teams going back and forth, but the Canucks looked so good. They were fast, they were sharp, they were hitting, they were making great defensive plays, poke checks, body checks, whatever it may be. They were winning almost every loose puck battle. They were winning the turnover, battle, getting on those loose pucks, forcing turnovers, forcing plays from the Nashville D. It was an excellent, excellent first period. Carried on in the second period, then the third period was like, oh my gosh, let's hold on here. But you never felt like the game was in doubt, because the Canucks went up 2-0. I'll talk about those goals in a sec. Then Nashville made it 2-1. Canucks went up to 4-1. Actually, they made it 5-1 by the start of the third, and then Nashville scored two, a 5-2. And then their third goal with a minute and a half left. But you never felt like, once the Canucks got out to the lead, yes, you're always think that Nashville has a chance because they're that good. But this game never felt like it was out of control or slipping away because of the excellent first period by the Canucks. So they outshot the Nashville Predators. I think it was 13-7 in the first period. They also outshot them in the second period before getting badly outshot in the third period as they were trying to hold on to the lead. But many, many good performances for the Canucks. A nice power play goal to start it off. Nice pass from Pettersson, cross ice to Goldobin, up top to Edler, and unleashed a very hard one-timer, a slap shot. We haven't seen that shot really this year yet from Edler. It was a really nice setup, the way that Pettersson and Goldobin worked the two wings, the two half-boards, and really spread out by going cross ice. Pettersson to Goldobin really spread out the Nashville D, allowing an open lane for Edler to score. Then the second Canucks goal was a beautiful one of two goals that technically Horvat and Virtanen started the game with Goldobin, but when you look at the ice time and you kind of look at the two goals that line produced, it was actually Anton Roussel who was on the wing with Horvat and with Virtanen for the Canucks' second and third goals. And I tried to see if Roussel was late getting off and it was supposed to be Goldobin, but no, one of them, it was off a defensive zone face-off, the first goal. Roussel started that shift with Horvat and Virtanen, maybe to give the Canucks some more defensive presence as a defensive zone, and they rushed out and scored. And then the third goal, it was actually Roussel was out there first, and then Horvat and Virtanen jumped on without Goldobin. Obviously, Goldobin can't jump on if Roussel's on. So yeah, it wasn't like I think so. Nikolai Goldobin started the game and played a lot of shifts with Virtanen and Horvat, but also Roussel got mixed in there a few times as well, along with staying on his third line with Gaudette and Eriksson. So Travis Green was mixing things up, and maybe he liked the way that Roussel was playing with those two. And both those goals were nice. They're very similar in that they started from their own end, and it was all three forwards skating hard and pushing the pace and scoring on transition, which is something that the Canucks don't do often enough. And last night, two of the goals were scored in transition. The third one, sort of, with Pettersson on his breakaway. Obviously, a breakaway is transition because you're the only one going the other way, but that's the whole point of breakaway. But with these two goals, it was excellent. And the first, the Canucks' second goal was a nice play from Roussel on the boards in his own end, chips it up to Horvat. Horvat to Virtanen, then it becomes a 2-on-1. Virtanen with a sweet saucer pass to Horvat, who has the patience and the wherewithal to put it above Rinne, following Rinne, up to the back of the net. So that was the Canucks' second goal. Then Nashville opens the second period by scoring, a goal that probably shouldn't have counted. Very hard to see. Of course, the angles, every angle we see, it's from above, so you can't really tell. Actually, there's one angle from behind the net where it looked like Hartman was, his stick was too high when he put the puck in behind Markstrom, but whatever. 2-1. Very surprising, actually. And of course, the Rogers Arena fans went crazy in a bad way. And then the Canucks' third goal, again, Roussel, Virtanen, and Horvat. This one, Horvat starts to play at his blue line, pokes it up to Roussel, creates a 2-on-1 with Virtanen, a nice pass from Roussel across, and Virtanen buries it. So that line, like I said, or that made-up line throughout the game, resulted in 2 transition goals, 2 2-on-1 goals, because of the way that they exited their zone with speed. And it's what we saw, especially for the first 2 periods last night. Then, of course, we have Pettersson's awesome breakaway, gets plowed into the net, and the goalie by Ekholm, and then that penalty shot goal, so sick. I was trying to count how many moves he made. He's so patient, comes in with the opposite of speed, so he comes in with no speed. But I'm sure Rinne was, pooping his pants because I can't believe I said that. But yeah, what do you do when Pettersson could go either way, obviously, and do whatever. He could shoot it, slap shot, wrist shot, snap shot, deke, which he did. And basically, yeah, he had Rinne falling over forward, looking so uncomfortable and trying to tackle Pettersson or hold on to his legs for dear life, kind of like a kid when he's holding on to a parent's legs when they're about to get in trouble or they don't want their parent to leave, whatever. And Pettersson buries it underneath Penne's outstretched right leg. It was such a beautiful goal. I recorded it from my seats, put it on Twitter, Periscope Live, got a lot of views. My son Sean and his girlfriend Fernanda recorded it from their seats. They recorded it up down, but then it puts on YouTube and it's got over 650 views already overnight because everyone's waking up in Sweden and watching that thing or going to bed and watching that thing, which is pretty cool. And a couple people said, well, why don't you film it landscape? But I learned in my video marketing conference, that conference where I won that award in, remember that one? Yeah, I'm just kidding. Well, sort of. They were saying that now videos are going up, down, vertical because people like to see videos fill up their entire screen when they're watching stories on Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. YouTube, I think the jury's still out because a lot of people watch YouTube, yeah, sure, on the phone, so they like up, down, but a lot of people either turn their phones or still like to see the widescreen. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Can't believe I just spent 30 seconds talking about that. But check out my Pettersson live, video from inside the arena of his penalty shot, sick goal, and then the Canucks' fifth goal, their last goal, just 1 second after a Nashville penalty expired, Louis Eriksson buries one, which is nice to see. So Canucks went 1 for 3 on the power play. That Eriksson goal was 1 second after a power play ended, so for all intents and purposes, the guy hadn't come back in the zone yet. So you could say that they were 2 for 3 in the power play. But regardless, they scored a power play goal. They basically scored a second one, so their power play was good, and their penalty kill was fine. They only had to kill off one Nashville Predators penalty, so that's good. Not only were they 100%, but they also showed a lot of discipline in only giving the Predators 1 power play opportunity. So there are a lot of good things that happened in the game. The Larshiders are there in full force, with their Bo chant every time Horvat was on the ice. A bit of na 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 na, hey goodbye at the end, and some chants throughout the game, including Ref You Suck and Shotgun Jake. So pretty fun. My good friend Ariel Tulial sang the anthems, did very, very well. No behind-the-scenes footage of her like I did with Marie last week, but still, what a blessing to hear both Marie and Ariel sing the anthems in the arena within the span of a week, basically between 6 days between the 2 games. And I know that they're actually singing back-to-back later this year. I think Ariel's singing on December 20, which I'm going to, and then Marie's singing on December 22nd, which unfortunately I was going to go to, but I have a staff party. So those 2 lovely ladies will be singing in Rogers Arena again later this month. Yeah, so I was in good mood. I had intuition. A lot of you guys had intuition too, and I was very happy with the result. Next up, the Canucks go on a quick 3-game road trip that starts off in St. Louis on Sunday. So they probably have at least one of these days day off and then 1 day to travel. So Sunday they're in St. Louis, and then they play someone else, and then they play Nashville once again. I think it's Columbus and then Nashville before coming home for a homestand before Christmas. So yeah, homestand wasn't great, 1-4, but at least the last game was a win, sends them off at least happy. And the Canucks, it sounds like a broken record, or it sounds like I'm being too falsely optimistic, but they have been playing well. Obviously haven't been getting the results. They're getting healthier again. Now they're only missing Sutter and Berchi, so they're getting back to full health. So I'd like to see what happens when those guys are back and we have a full roster and the Canucks continue to build on their strong play. Canucks fans, leave a comment below. I'd love to read, react, and reply as always. What do you think of the game? What do you think of the goals, especially Roussel, Virtanen, and Horvat? What do you think of Pettersson's penalty shot goal? What do you think of Godolbin's game after being scratched? Whatever it may be, what do you guys think of the game last night? And Anton Roussel ended up with 3 assists, actually, which is pretty good at 3.9 because he assisted on that Louis Eriksson, that 5th Canucks goal in the third period. So, yeah, what stood out to you from last night's game? Leave a comment below. I'd love to read, react, and reply. Subscribe if you'd like to. Like this video if you'd like to. And I've started, like I said, a new channel called NHL 2-on-1. 2 minutes on one thing that stood out to me from last night's action that's not Canucks related. And in today's video, I'll check it out if you want. I'll link it below in the description. I talk about Nicholas Cronwell's big hit on Toronto Maple Leafs star Austin Matthews. I won't get into it here. That's what the other video's for. But watch that video and leave a comment for that one as well. All right, Canucks fans, enjoy the day, enjoy the weekend. It's a nice day. It's a little cold, but it's still nice here. Got to get to work. And Canucks St. Louis on Sunday in St. Louis. God bless and go Canucks go.